Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I am Dave Weishuttle, and as always, I am joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weishuttle. Doug, we have a new champion for the NHL and a new champion for the NBA back-to-back nights.
Yeah, it was actually fun the last couple of nights. So we were down in Atlantic City at the Harrah's Casino Resort down there for a conference, East Coast Gaming Congress, and great time for the Congress, but also, you know, I've never had back-to-back finals games, finals finishing games, championship games.
Well, I don't think anyone has. I think this is the first time in history because I can't remember it.
No, and I guess this is also the first time you're seeing an international champion in the NBA.
Yes, congratulations to Toronto, the Toronto Raptors, champions of the NBA. And what is that more surprising than the NHL champions?
I don't know, because St. Louis was in last place in January.
St. Louis had a terrible record in January, and Coach Berube really turned it around.
I can't believe they made that turnaround. I don't. You know, you've heard the last worst to first, but they actually lived it throughout the season here, and they actually play a great brand of hockey.
They do. It's. I guess it's old school.
I know the Bruins fans don't want to hear that.
Smack you in the face kind of hockey. Yeah, no, they roughed up the Bruins, and to their credit, the Bruins hung in there and until the last game, which was 4-1, and they really didn't show up. But, hey, it was an exciting series. Anytime it goes to 7 games, it's exciting.
It was actually really interesting, the fact that all the way through the entire series, you had Tuukka Rask being one of the best goalies, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened that last game.
Well, he needed a little help from the defense of the Bruins, and he just didn't get it.
No, he didn't. And so now we have the St. Louis Blues as the reigning Stanley Cup champions.
Yep, worst to first.
Toronto Raptors, NBA champions, beating the Golden State Warriors, who, again, lost 2 main players. And I guess they got to figure out what's going on there.
I cannot believe what happened. First, Durant. Well, I don't even know if he should have been playing, number one. Number two, I mean, unbelievable. Clay. Oh, God, we saw that happen. And
yeah, it didn't look good.
Oh, boy. I mean, it didn't look bad regular speed, but it's one of those injuries where you see it in slow motion and you just saw the knee buckle.
Yeah, and we were sitting in the Harrah's Sportsbook.
Yeah, and everyone just, ooh.
Yeah, no, opposite of the Toronto fans that did the KD reaction, but, it just didn't look good at all. And we'll talk a little bit more about the Sportsbook and everything, and also the East Coast Gaming Congress that we were attending the last couple of days. We'll talk about that in the second half of the show.
Yeah, it was a busy week, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. And today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Okay, we had another busy week in sports betting.
Yes.
I'm impressed at how this thing is not slowing down.
It is not. And states that I didn't think would be involved are really involved now.
Well, let's start with the 1-year anniversary of U.S. sports betting.
Yes, of course.
Again, we were down in Atlantic City, East Coast Gaming Congress. That was one of the main themes throughout the Congress, the 1-year anniversary.
Yeah. And we were down in Atlantic City when Atlantic City first started offering sports betting, and
we went to the Borgata Sportsbook, opened that day of the conference.
Yeah, I don't know if these things are going to be worth money, but I took all the betting sheets, not all, one of every betting sheet that they had that first day, and I kept all the tickets the bets I made.
I still have my ticket from the FanDuel Sportsbook when that opened.
Yeah,
so I'm hanging on to everything too. But according to the AP, they released a article, and everyone's talking about this. At least $9 billion has been wagered since the U.S. Supreme Court ruling a year ago, and that's an incredible number.
It's staggering. It's amazing.
And
it's going to be higher next year, I bet.
It's probably going to be higher in 6 months. What are you talking
probably.
about? Because football's starting up again.
Sure.
And
a whole lot new states are getting involved.
Surprising states, too, I think, in some areas. But
one big surprise was...
But, again, it's, we're seeing New Jersey slowly catch up to Vegas, too. Or Nevada, I should say.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting. The article sums up every state's revenue, excluding the month of May, because all these numbers were compiled before the May numbers were released.
Sure.
So 9 million is probably closer to 10 million now.
Probably, yeah.
Because we actually, going into...
Well, after these two finals...
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. 7-game finals is just, it must do wonders for sports books.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does. But what I was going to refer to was New Jersey released their numbers.
Okay.
Another huge month for them. Total handle was $318.9 million. Wagering revenue was $15.5 million. Mm-hmm. The hold was 5.9%, give or take 6%, or however you want to round it up. The total handle coming in online was nearly 83% again.
Wow.
That is a staggering number.
Yeah.
And the amount of different sites you have now launching in New Jersey in terms of online things. You have FanDuel, DraftKings, PointsBet. You already had Play MGM Sports, 888 Sports, Play Sugar House, all those things. Now you have Borgata Sports launching, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of impact it makes on the market.
I got to tell you, I can't wait to see the June numbers. First, like I said, you have two, you had basketball, the finals, you had the NHL finals, and what everyone's watching right now is soccer. World Cup soccer.
Starting to see
everyone's loving that.
I'm starting to see a lot of golf now, too.
Golf, yeah, a lot of golf.
Which is nice to see. And I mentioned a Sugar House just a little while ago. They're changing their name.
Yeah, I didn't...
The brick and mortar is going to be the Rivers Casino Philly, or Rivers Casino Philadelphia. They're using the full thing.
Okay.
I'm sure they're going to call it Rivers Philly or whatever. But they're also changing the name of their sports betting app. According to... Rush Street Gaming, the brand for the online sports betting, actually their entire sports betting brand is going to be Bet Rivers.
Bet Rivers. Okay.
Yep. So you're going to start seeing the Sugar House, the Play Sugar House, which has already been running in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. They just launched Play Sugar House Pennsylvania. So get rid of those.
Yeah, they're going to switch.
They're rebranding to the BetRivers.com.
Okay.
So you're going to see some new branding coming along. They're saying, I think they were hinting toward mid-July sort of thing.
So if I go to Philadelphia, I'm going to see a new name on the building, huh?
Not yet. They're still doing it.
Okay, they're still doing it. So July, if I go over in Philadelphia, I'll see a new name on the building.
Well, think about it. When you're dealing with trying to do a unified brand, look at the way the Rivers Casino in Pittsburgh looks versus the way the Sugar House Casino in Philadelphia looks. They look totally different.
Sure.
You got to redesign the brand. You got to recolor it.
Other than them being both on rivers.
Yeah. They don't. You wouldn't think they were part of the same family.
Yeah. Sugar House is on the Delaware for those who don't know.
Yeah. And again, so the big thing is, and I agree with what Rush Street was doing, because the Sugar House brand didn't really fit with the Rivers brand, and the Rivers brand was their main brand.
Yeah.
Because they also have one in Illinois, Des Moines.
Okay.
So, you're going to start seeing the switch over probably pretty soon. And you know what? It probably is one of the smartest branding moves, because with all these different brands coming out online as well as brick and mortar, you got to do something to unify it and not create even more confusion. Because I guarantee you, people who went to Sugar House didn't know the sister was Rivers Casino Pittsburgh.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I can't wait to see. I mean, I have the Sugar House sportsbook on my phone. I have that app. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I'm going to get notification that there's going to be a huge, update or something like that. I have to keep an eye out for that.
I'm assuming you're just going to, as soon as you click on it, when they're ready to flip it over, it's going to do.
It's just going to automatically flip.
It's going to do an update.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So unless they can't get the app into the Apple Store in time.
Well, I don't have Apple, so thank God. I don't know. Boy, Apple is making things tough for everyone.
This actually might be in their favor in terms of the online stuff, because if they're doing a whole new app for Bet Rivers, they can actually build it to the Apple Store specifications.
Well,
that might be one way to avoid all that problem.
It might be good timing.
Exactly. New York, inching closer, little by little, to sports betting.
I would think by football season, you can probably bet.
They're hoping to have sports betting in time for the football season.
Yeah, I would think
by August.
Or why do it if it's not for football? I mean, football is the betting sport, I guess. That's what everyone says.
They just did another committee session to clean up some of the language, and the important things to come out of that is, number one, they're going to be trying to do brick and mortar up in the northwestern part of the state by football season.
All right.
They also cleaned up the language in terms of the stadiums, because there was some confusion as to what stadiums could do it, what stadiums couldn't, because the way the language was written before, the Bills Stadium and also the Mets Stadium, Citi Field and Orchard Park, the Bills football stadium, they were excluded.
Interesting.
So they rearranged it, redid the language, so now basically every stadium is included in all this. Yeah. Every pro stadium.
Well, that was the big thing when it first came out, and when everyone was talking about it. So, you can bet in Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
And that was the example they used.
Now you can.
So I guess they're cleaning up that language.
And unfortunately, mobile betting is probably not going to happen this year.
Which is crazy. New Jersey borders them, so they can see how good it is in New Jersey. I don't know what's their problem.
Well, I think New Jersey now can breathe a sigh of relief, because now the New York bettors that were coming over the river are still going to keep coming over the river.
Yeah.
It's not convenient to go out to western New York. I took a look at some of the distances from New York City.
Okay.
Rivers Casino Schenectady. Here's Rivers again.
Right.
163 miles from New York City.
All right.
Tioga Downs, 210 miles. Del Lago Resort is 270 miles. And the Resorts World Casino Monticello is 95 miles. So they're going over the river to Jersey.
Oh, yeah, well,
makes no sense right now.
FanDuel is 12 miles away from Times Square.
Exactly.
We were at FanDuel. I mean, you feel like you're already in New York because you see the city, and it's really close up. Plus, there's a stadium right there where two New York football teams play. So why wouldn't you go to FanDuel?
And,
and while you're there, download the app.
Yeah, it's again, mobile is king.
Yeah.
And Jersey has shown it. And actually, here's another reason why mobile is New Jersey's mobile market is showing the effect of the mobile betting systems. West Virginia is still having problems.
Wow.
Their revenue is suffering a bit because not only did some of the sports books close because of that Delaware North Miami situation.
There was an issue with a third party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still paying out bets that were made.
All right.
Before they shut down.
Wow. Boy.
So they're continuing to do that. The DraftKings app is on hold right now because of the Wire Act situation. They're still reviewing the new decision that came out of New Hampshire. And, the overall handle revenue it's kind of stagnant right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they're being hurt by the lack of mobile betting. It's down, and I think it's it's a good indication that if you have a mobile presence, the brick and mortar ones, any kind of downtime isn't going to hurt you too much.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see exactly when DraftKings gets its permission to launch. And I mentioned New Hampshire with the Wire Act. This one is surprising.
This came out of nowhere. This was when I alluded to something surprising with regard to sports betting in states. This is the one I'm talking about.
Well, they've been talking about New Hampshire for a while. They were pushing really hard to do this because
never thought they'd get it though.
All of a sudden, Massachusetts tried to do it, and that's put on hold right now. We don't know exactly when that's going to happen, if it's going to happen at all. Connecticut is on course for some of this stuff, but they're not moving as quickly as New Hampshire did. And Rhode Island is now having all these other issues in terms of what numbers and expectations and all that other stuff that they use to actually push this through.
Well, I think the point is that now New Hampshire and Rhode Island are going to have sports betting, and where does that leave the relatively new Massachusetts casinos? I mean, they're going to be losing customers.
Well, we'll see exactly what the RFP process is, because right now, under the New Hampshire law, it's run by the New Hampshire Lottery, like most of the states do. They run through the lottery. The lottery is going to be selecting retail and mobile agents through an RFP process. Let's see exactly who actually applies. It'll be interesting. They're going to have up to 10 retail and up to 5 mobile wagering platforms. But mobile is not expected until 2020.
Okay.
So we'll see exactly what happens there, but congratulations, New Hampshire. You basically just surprised the entire country by pushing a bill through that I honestly didn't think was going to happen.
Now you can go have some great time skiing in New Hampshire in the wintertime and play some bets. So good for them.
Exit 2.
As busy as sports betting was, we had an equally busy week with eSports. And I found a couple of stories that are demonstrating how mainstream eSports are becoming in terms of an industry.
Yeah.
We just had the first $100 million deal between two eSports businesses.
I got to tell you, the money is going up and up when it comes to eSports.
Well, it also depends on who's involved in the front offices of these companies. Because what happened was Immortals Gaming Club, which is owned by the family of Michael Milken.
Okay.
Junk Bond King.
Yep.
So there's a lot of money there, obviously. They acquired Infinite Esports. And Infinite Esports, two of the owners are the owners of the Texas Rangers.
Wow. Boy.
So this was a high-powered deal here on both sides. They merged into one big company. Immortals Gaming Club now has the Los Angeles-based Immortals, which is an Overwatch League team, and they've merged with Infinite Esports, which is the parent company of Optic Gaming, which is a League of Legends game, a League of Legends series team. So right now, you have probably one of the few companies in Immortals that is actually going to be able to compete in 4 different sports, 4 different categories of esports.
I wonder if, what they're doing is going to be the business model for esports moving forward. It just seems like it's a smart way to do it. I guess everyone's looking at it to see if it's profitable and then see if it works well in the esports world.
It's one of those things. It's unusual to see a company in esports being able to participate in all 4 across the board of 4 major ones. You have League of Legends, you have the Overwatch, they're the 2 big ones. Then this one is also going to be, they're going to have teams that can do Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which is an up-and-comer. And I've been noticing that's been getting a lot more press time. A lot more people are starting to play that one. It's becoming more popular among the gamers. And now you have the Call of Duty League, which is a brand new league being formed, and we'll see exactly where they're going. They're getting franchises all set for that. So they're actually setting it up like a pro league with different cities.
Wow.
Having teams. So, it's an interesting piece, and it's showing the movement of esports from, and I know esports people are going to say this, I'm saying this wrong, but they're moving from the fringe to a mainstream business model. And it's nice to see this.
I think either last week or the week before we had Walmart is selling their jerseys. So, it's getting to be, it's not, like you said, it's not fringe anymore. I think it's a money-making venture because it's got some important people involved in it.
And the second big thing I came across was the Super League Gaming League. Super League Gaming. I'm saying it wrong again already, but Super League Gaming. This is an esports league that's geared toward amateur esports players.
Okay.
They just had
they're not paid at all or anything like that, right?
That's a question mark.
Okay. All right.
Because they went public.
Oh.
They had an IPO back in February, and right now they're trading at $6.83 for all our stock people out there who want to invest.
Oh, okay. So they like run tournaments and things like that. Oh, so they provide the area to do your stuff, the tournaments and
what they did was very interesting. They acquired a streaming media company,
which is smart. Yeah.
So they're almost going to be self-contained, not only for their own tournaments and events, but also online too. They bought Frame Rate for $2.5 million in cash.
Wow!
So it's the first acquisition. There's going to be more coming. Frame Rate which launched just last year, has more than 25 million video views in 1 year. So this is actually another smart move by another smart business group.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see exactly if this move is going to be mirrored, because at some point somebody's going to probably try and make a move for Twitch.
I got to tell you, I'm seeing a lot more channels in the, like the Roku or the Amazon Fire and stuff and things like that. I think there's more and more regarding esports are coming up.
I think as the creation of the smart TV apps becomes more and more accessible to people, you're going to start seeing them create their own channels. But again, when you have companies that can go out and buy a streaming company like Frame Rate or Twitch or what's the other one? Caffeine.
I've never watched Caffeine in my life. I don't even. What is it? Like you just go on your
caffeine.com.
Caffeine.com. Okay, and I can watch videos.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's going to be interesting. It's an interesting little model here. I think if you take what Immortals did, match it with what Super League Gaming did, you might see a combination model coming down the road, which would be great for business. And last but not least, this past week, ESPN got into the act here.
Well, they should. I mean, that's
I'm having trouble excluding ESPN from the eSports exit every week.
I got to tell you, ESPN has so many different channels under the ESPN brand. I mean, I guess it's ESPNU and ESPN3.
It's ABC Disney. So
I guess
anything to do with kids, they're going to try and latch onto. So ESPN launched an EXP eSports series that's going to be bringing competitive eSports events to their live events. Like the first one they're going to be doing is a Apex Legends exhibition centered around the ESPYs. You know that awards show?
Sure.
So they're going to be doing...
There's never just an award show. There's always events around it. So I guess this is a good way to do it.
So they're going to be doing that, and they're going to be...
there'll be an ESPY for an esports
at some point they're going
category.
To be.
Has to be.
Yeah, but what they're going to be doing is they're going to have an Apex Legends tournament around the ESPYs, and they're going to be played on live TV. And you're going to be able to watch it on the ESPN channel, all that stuff. But what's important about this series is not only they're going to be doing the typical games, collegiate, pro, and pro-am type formats, they're also going to be doing tape-delayed highlight show for all these things.
Okay.
You're going to be able to see them on ESPN and also all the other ABC channels that are out there.
I hope I can see it on ESPN and not their paid one. What is that, ESPN3?
ESPN Ocho?
Yeah, I don't know. No, but there's a paid ESPN.
Is
it 3? ESPN 3? Where they have MMA?
That's the ESPN app. That's ESPN Plus.
Oh, ESPN Plus.
ESPN 3 is their online channel only.
Okay. All right.
There's some subscription stuff on there.
ESPN Plus is the paid version where you pay to see the MMA and the stuff like that.
ESPN Plus is basically, they call it their app.
Okay.
You have the ESPN app, but now you have the ESPN Plus app. That's their UFC channel. That's
they have a lot of UFC fights on that.
Well,
one.
they have a huge deal with UFC.
Yeah,
I think they gave Dana White $500 million.
Okay.
For the rights to all this stuff. So anytime you turn on ESPN Plus, chances are you're going to see a UFC fight.
Mm-hmm.
But now all this stuff with esports starting to become more mainstream. I like seeing this. It's a new avenue. At some point, we're gonna start talking esports and betting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure casinos and sports books are going to get involved in this.
Remember last week we had a story on the tracking of the players, biometric tracking.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to start seeing the melding of sports betting, esports, all that stuff, and at some point it's going to happen. And whether esports people want it or not, it's going to happen.
Exit 3.
We have an upcoming season of the NFL training camp, and of course, every training camp brings hard knocks.
Yep.
This year, it's going to be the Oakland Raiders.
I wonder if that was a good move. It's their last year in Oakland. Would you rather see the last year in Oakland or the first year in Vegas?
Well, you're not seeing anything. You're not seeing Oakland. You're not seeing Vegas.
I know,
you're seeing. You're seeing the Napa Valley.
Okay.
That's where they have their training camp.
Really?
Yeah, that's their training camp.
I know, but you know what I'm talking about. A new kind of, you want to see the Oakland Raiders or you want to see the Vegas Raiders. I'm torn which one I want to see. It's going to be hard not to say. when they moved to L.A., I kept calling them Oakland. When I finally realized I should say Los Angeles Raiders, they went back to Oakland. So now I wonder how many times, I bet you there's going to be sportsbooks taking action on how many times announcers call the Raiders the Oakland Raiders.
Well, I'm just impressed that this is actually one television show that probably has the quickest turnaround time in terms of editing.
Oh, sure.
I mean, you've got 30-person NFL films crews going to Napa Valley, filming everything, pretty much everything going on, 1,700 hours worth of film, they're saying. That's what they're going to shoot. And then edit it into only 5 episodes this year.
What was it like the other time? I mean,
I remember when they
seemed to be a longer.
When they did the Jets, that was an 8 episode season.
Okay, all right.
They're doing 5, and I think last year with the Browns was 5, and the year before that was 5. They've shortened it immensely because I think at some point it does get intrusive to the teams.
I guess.
And
let
also,
me tell you something. Nothing's going to top the Jets' Hard Knocks.
No,
just because he had a great coach, interesting team. It's just.
I wouldn't go so far as a great coach.
Well, yeah.
He was a fun to watch coach.
Yeah,
he made the show more interesting the way he acted.
I mean,
I'm a Jets fan, and I can't call Rex Ryan a great coach.
Well, for entertainment values, I think he was a great coach.
Yeah,
I mean that was just absolutely fun to watch.
What was his phrase? Let's go get a bleeping snack.
No, let's go get a snack.
So, but. Again, I don't know. I honestly think if they can figure some way to work in some of the Vegas stuff into them leaving Oakland as part of this season, I think that might be an interesting undercurrent storyline.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but,
It'll be interesting to see Gruden and Mayock interact on TV. Sure. Mayock should be used to being on TV. He was on ESPN all those years doing analysis and all that stuff.
Well, so was Gruden.
Yeah, but Gruden was doing his quarterback camp or whatever, and he kind of hammed it up for the cameras. Let's see if he does it again with this stuff. And also, they're welcoming back Lee F. Schreiber as the narrator. This will be his 13th season.
Yep. No, he's good. He's really good.
And
it wouldn't be Hard Knocks without him because it's that signature sound that he has for HBO. He does a lot of documentaries and voiceovers. He's really good.
He's got a great voice for that stuff. I found this out. 7 of the last 9 teams that have been featured on Hard Knocks have equaled or improved their record from the previous season.
Well,
I mean, is that one of those anti-curses kind of thing? You go on Hard Knocks, your record's going to improve? Or you're not going to get any worse?
They're probably chosen by Hard Knocks because, they have good players. I mean, are they
chosen anymore? Because I remember they had some issues back a couple years back, when the first time they did the Browns.
Well,
they had to have somebody apply to want to do it because a lot of teams turned them down. I think the Texans turned them down or something, or one other team turned them down. It was like the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, I'm sure HBO loves the fact that Antonio Brown's there. He made a big splash in the offseason about getting to Oakland, and I'm sure he's going to be featured prominently. So I think I
wonder what the over-under.
When they see athletes like that, I'm sure Hard Knocks wants to gravitate toward them and tell their story, and they're usually really good players, so probably they do better during the season.
And what's the over-under in episode numbers before he has a meltdown on screen?
I don't know.
So we'll see. It's going to be fun, regardless of whether they're Vegas or Oakland or Los Angeles or wherever they want to play, Napa Valley. It's going to be a fun team to watch on Hard Knocks.
Exit 4.
I always reserve this exit for silly promotions or unusual promotions that, are kind of different. They hang out there. I think this one probably is one of the most unique ones out there. Miller Lite has unveiled the CANtroller.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
It's an eSports gaming controller that doubles as a 12-ounce can of beer. And yes, there is beer in the can.
It's a real can of beer that you can control your game with?
Yes. It's a 10-button controller.
What the hell?
According to what I was reading.
How do you even use that?
According to what I was reading, this is 10-button controllers are not as sophisticated as the controllers they use in the real eSports. So there's more buttons.
So
there's more buttons in eSports than there are in this can. This is a novelty.
Yeah, I would guess it would be, but I mean, it actually has beer in it that you can
beer in
actually drink beer from it while playing. Is this
whenever you want to?
This is bizarre.
I mean, beer is not just for eSports.
I guess not.
But they're not selling it.
They're not selling it.
This is a giveaway.
Oh, it's a giveaway. Okay.
I mean, when they say novelty, this is actually.
Well, how is it? I guess you have to purchase Miller Lite and send away for something. Is it like a drawing or what?
Well, what they did
here?
was they had a tournament at E3.
All right.
The Electronic Entertainment Expo. You know, like how ICE is the brand, the gaming expo, the casino gaming expo for all the different things and games coming out for that industry.
Sure.
E3 is almost like the electronic games industry stuff.
Okay.
So they had a E3 tournament where people were going to be playing against comedian and gaming fan Eric Andre.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the guy, quite honestly, but they had to play him in Street Fighter.
All right.
And if they beat him, they won one of these controllers.
Let me ask you something. Just speaking as a lawyer.
Oh, wait. Players 21 and older.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Some of these eSports are kids.
I knew where you were going with that one.
Yeah, I just wanted to see, did they card them before they let them play? No, but no, that was my question. I mean, this is a sport dominated by younger people. So I'm just curious about the...
According to Miller Lite...
Okay.
40% of all gamers are beer drinkers.
Really? Okay.
And they're already drinking beer while they're playing.
Okay. Well, I guess we're talking about the 21 and over crowd.
I would hope so.
I hope so.
Well, for purposes of this show, we have to assume they're 21. I mean, God forbid we're not going to encourage underage drinking, but it must go on. Yeah. But Miller Lite has been one of the forerunners in all this stuff. They got into eSports last year. Or earlier this year, I should say, January, February, they did a huge sponsorship deal across the board with a couple things, and they just continue to actually cultivate a following in the esports realm by doing stuff like this, and it makes sense.
Well, that'll about do it for today's trip down the Turnpike, and that was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store, available in over 95 cities across North America. Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today, and now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And as always, to get in touch with Turnpike Sports, you can call or text us at 609-512-5910, 609-512-5910. Hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. I almost said Twacebook. Fritter or Twacebook. At Turnpike Sports is the handle for both of those sites. Info at Turnpike Sports Radio is our email address. Don't forget to get your International Bikini Team calendar. Info at internationalbikini-team.org is the email address for your ordering information. You can catch the show on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Go over to turnpikesportsradio.com, and you can click on the link to our channel there, and you can catch it on your smart TV anytime you want. The show is also distributed through iHeartMedia. You can subscribe to us at iTunes. Stitcher Radio also carries the show, and we have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, and stick around after this. We just got back from Atlantic City, the East Coast Gaming Congress. We're going to talk all about that. And we also checked out 2 new sports books in Atlantic City. One's open and one is soon to open. And you'll hear all about it. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports. Hey, this is Dave Weishottle from Turnpike Sports with this week's Bet Flash. It's been 1 year since the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the federal ban on sports betting, and more than $9 billion has been legally bet in the U.S. since last June. New Jersey's racetracks and casinos have taken in $2.94 billion worth of sports wagers, while Nevada remains the nation's biggest sports betting market with a handle of $5.2 billion since May of last year. The LPGA is looking into new technology to help better track players' shots. A According to LPGA Commissioner Mike Wan, the revenue from sports betting will allow the league the freedom to invest in a better system than they currently have. And finally, police in Gwinnett County, Georgia, busted a video rental shop as a front for an illegal sports book. The shop, which had mostly VHS tapes on its shelves, didn't have a movie dated later than 2007. I guess the main fact that tipped police off is that it's 2019 and there was a videotape store still open in their county. From the seaside to the desert, from the betting lines to the sites online, Turnpike Sports has got you covered. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Turnpike Sports. New Jersey's sports betting market has exploded, and there's so many places to bet it can make your head spin. But PointsBet.com is the one online sportsbook you can't afford to ignore. PointsBet.com has everything a person would want in a sportsbook. Spread betting, moneyline betting, prop bets, you name it, you'll find it at PointsBet. Daily promos that can't be beat, odds boosters you won't find anywhere else, early payout promos, it's all at PointsBet.com. You can bet from anywhere in New Jersey using your mobile device. And now there's even a better reason to sign up with PointsBet.com. Go to PointsBet.com and sign up using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you'll get 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. PointsBet is the preferred sportsbook of superstars Allen Iverson and Darrelle Revis. They even have the Revis Betting Academy hosted by Darrelle Revis himself. So sign up today at PointsBet.com using our promo code PIKE and start having some real fun. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. PointsBet. Stay sharp. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
How would you like your coffee delivered right to your door every month, maybe 2 times a month? Well, now that can happen with Bean Genius. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country at BeanGenius.com. And Bean Genius actually learns their customers' individual taste preferences, then suggests future coffee blends for them. Well, how do they do that? Well, this is the cool thing about Bean Genius. Over at BeanGenius.com, they use an algorithm which learns the coffee flavors you like and then pairs up what you like with the coffee that they have in stock. And it's all based upon you. Every time you order, the system learns. The system learns your preferences as you go along and order more and more coffee. And now, all our listeners at Turnpike Sports can get a special offer. You head on over to BeanGenius.com/subscription, and you'll be able to get 10% off your purchase when you use our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E, at checkout. That's 10% off at BeanGenius.com/subscription with promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. BeanGenius.com, the smart specialty coffee subscription service.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, BABE16 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And 6 extra special bonus items that are sure to rev your engine, pique your curiosity, and even blow you away. Plus, free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. Go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus the 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code BABE16. That's BABE16, because without it, no free stuff. That's BABE16 at adamandeve.com.
When it comes to online sports betting, PlaySugarHouse.com offers players one of the best experiences in the state of New Jersey. PlaySugarHouse.com offers millions of betting options on the sports you love. They offer live in-game betting on sporting events worldwide, moneyline bets, point spreads, prop bets, play-by-play bets, and many more. All at PlaySugarHouse.com, your new home for sports betting in New Jersey. Take advantage of one of their 12 easy deposit methods to get in on all the action. And now, when you sign up at PlaySugarHouse.com using our promo code PIKE, they'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, better odds at PlaySugarHouse.com. Sign up today at PlaySugarHouse.com and don't forget to use our promo code PIKE to take advantage of their first deposit match up to $250. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-1 odds. No. 5-1. No. 10-1. You're on.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. I want to remind everyone that this portion of Turnpike Sports is brought to you by PointsBet.com. PointsBet has one of the best sign-up offers in New Jersey. Go to PointsBet.com and sign up using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you'll get 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. So sign up today at PointsBet.com using our promo code PIKE and start having some real fun. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. PointsBet, stay sharp.
And
No way, I got to do the legal stuff. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I was going to mention that they are also the home of the Revis Betting Academy, too.
Oh, yeah. I got to tell you, I did a great prop bet on PointsBet.com for the NBA Finals. I had Kyle Lowry to get 18-plus points. I think it was like plus 300 or something like that, and I put a little money on it, and he came out smoking, and guess what? I won that bet right before halftime, so that was awesome. Thank you, PointsBet, for being a great online
He actually came out. He scored the first 11 points for the entire team.
That's what I mean. I placed that bet, and 5 minutes later, the game starts, and he's on fire.
I've never seen him play like that before. He obviously has the potential to do it all the time, but he had to have been locked in that night. He got into foul trouble towards the middle of the game and had to sit for a while. Yeah,
but you know what? Right after I won my bet, he can get in all the foul trouble he wants.
Yep. Well, we were there in Atlantic City,
yep.
East Coast Gaming Congress, the 23rd East Coast Gaming Congress.
Always a great time. Always the best people in the business.
For those who don't know, it's a gaming industry conference where we discuss all the different industry angles in terms of sports betting, fantasy sports, eSports, all the casino industry, slots, business trends, all that stuff. And also there's networking parties, all that stuff, like a normal conference. And we just happened to be at this conference the nights of both the final games of the NBA Finals and the NHL Finals. So when we got done with the conference and the networking parties and all that stuff, we found our way over to the sportsbooks.
Yeah, no, they were lots of fun.
Just recently, Harrah's Atlantic City opened up what they're calling the Book at Harrah's Resort, Atlantic City. Yes. And the Book is the Harrah's brand that they're going to be launching, because there's going to be another one coming soon, and that's going to be at Bally's Wild West,
which we checked out too.
And if you're watching this on TV, you're seeing some of the footage that we took of both books as we're talking about
video
them.
You actually made a video of
for both of them. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And let's talk about the first one, the Book at Harrah's Resort, as they're calling it,
which is
it's the smaller of the two.
As we're speaking right now, that's the only one open right now.
It's the smaller of the two.
Yep.
Comfortable chairs.
I
have to admit, they were comfortable.
Every sports book I have been in has great chairs. I mean, I'm like thinking, where do they get this stuff? I want to bring it home. I mean, these chairs are amazing.
And I have to admit, in the space they had for it, which I would say maybe it's a little smaller than Golden Nuggets, they used it extremely well.
Yeah.
I mean, very nice display setup, very spacious chairs.
Yeah,
I like the fact that they had the girls coming around taking orders and everything else.
I did. They have a menu, which, by the way, I tweeted out. Is that the proper way to say that?
You use social media to show it to people.
I put the menu on my Twitter account. I guess that's the good way to say it. No, but a pretty good menu. They have, I guess it's provided by the AC Burger Company, which is like right next door. Great burgers.
Well, actually, it's 2 doors down.
2 doors down.
Because you had, in the way Harrah's was set up, you had the sports book, then you had the Eden Lounge.
Okay, yeah.
And then you had the AC Burger Company.
All right.
And unfortunately, the 2 girls that were doing all the orders had to go from the sports book, run down to them, get the orders, and bring them back.
They did a great job, though.
Yeah, for what they were doing. I mean, there was no intermediary to actually put in the information and then go and get the food when it's ready. They had to type up the order, run it down, get it from the thing, and bring it back. So there was a delay.
Well, I'm sure it's a work in progress. They just opened, so.
And I have to admit, the first beer we got there, we were sitting there.
That was weird. Yeah.
They came in plastic cups with lids on them. I understand not wanting to spill it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't understand giving me a straw. What? And I used it.
Yeah, beer
I used
in a straw.
beer through a straw.
Okay, there you go.
It was kind of weird at the first, but you know what? I sitting there relaxing in that chair. I was actually lounging, so I really didn't want to spill it. So I actually just continued with it because nothing was coming out of the sides of it. I tilted it a little bit more, and it was good. So thank you for the beer through a straw night.
I have to tell you, that sportsbook has a special place in my heart because the first bet I placed there, I won. And I'm sorry, Boston fans, but I placed a bet on the St. Louis Blues money line for the game that they eventually won, and I eventually won. And congratulations to St. Louis. So
we were there for both nights.
So it was a great night watching St. Louis win and cashing tickets.
Yep,
there you go.
And again, great job, Caesars, Harris, all that. The book is nice.
Yep.
What's going to be spectacular when this guy launches is the one in Bally's Wild West.
Now, what is that called?
That's the book at Harris Bally's Wild West.
Okay, they're both called The Book.
The book is the brand.
The book is the brand.
Of the
Okay,
book.
so it's going to be The Book at Bally's Wild West.
Or Bally's Atlantic City or Bally's
right.
Resort, whatever the full formal name
By the
of
way,
it is.
it's enormous. Now, is that the biggest one in Atlantic City?
It's going to be
Should be the
500
biggest-
square feet bigger than Ocean Resort, which will make it the biggest.
Okay.
Supposedly, Borgata is going to rival it when they open.
Well, right now, if that opens, that'll be the biggest in New Jersey, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the biggest. I mean, it's enormous.
Yeah.
Enormous.
No, well, you know what? I don't know how big FanDuel is up in Meadowlands.
Yeah, that's not as big as that.
No.
Not as
Well,
big as that.
If people are familiar with the Wild West Casino, you go in and you have the big stage on the one side, you have the circular bar near the front of it. They're doing something off to the left now with some gaming tables built. I look like blackjack or something. They're going to do some kind of high end over there, high roller stuff or whatever it's going to be. But the other half of the floor from the mountain bar.
Yeah.
If you know where the mountain bar is, it ends basically in the middle of the floor. The other half of that building basically is going to be a sports book.
Yeah, I mean, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the one that's going to have the self-service beer wall?
Yes.
Yes. They're going to have a self-service beer wall.
Wait. I can't
Will
say
it have-
that. I can't say that because they're still having the DGE review
okay.
on this. I'm assuming
if
it's
all
going to be.
things go well, they're going to
Fingers
have a
crossed.
self-service beer wall with what, 16 taps?
Something like that, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So it's not come up and just get it.
Okay.
You actually have to buy it first from the vendor or whatever it is.
You know,
and then you can go and get it.
I mentioned the Harris book has a special place in my heart because the first bet I placed there I won. Bally's Wild West has a special place in my heart because I saw my beloved Philadelphia Eagles win their first Super Bowl standing there in Wild West. So I can't wait to go back and actually watch some football there.
Well, I just realized this year, Caesars has been the property of choice for us to watch all these championships.
Yeah, I know. We were
did
down
the
Atlantic
Super Bowl.
City for a Super Bowl.
At Bally's Wild West.
Bally's Wild West.
Before there
and
was-
also we were at where else were we at?
We were also at Harris for both the finals for the NBA and the NHL.
Yes.
And that's three of them
Yeah.
right there.
Well, hey.
The World Series, where we
thank you, Caesars.
Yeah.
So, no, Caesars is great though. Caesars
always does great things.
Their properties are always the top. They're always the best, and you always have a great time at Caesars.
Yeah, and we were there, and I'm going to shift gears to the more serious topic.
Yes.
East Coast Gaming Congress,
Absolutely.
23rd annual Congress there, and I realized they did it. They usually have it a little earlier, and they did it on the anniversary of sports betting.
Oh, okay.
Or give or take the anniversary of sports
around.
betting.
Yeah, it's always
as
around.
close as they could get to it.
I gotta tell you, they always have the best speakers. It's like the people who are at the forefront of the gaming industry.
Ted Leonsis was there.
Yeah,
gave the keynote.
Absolutely, what an impressive guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he has done. I didn't know he was number one. I didn't know he has an Emmy for a documentary filmmaker, and also I didn't know he was a mayor of a small Florida town at one time. But,
and
absolutely
now
amazing.
he's half owner of the Arena Football League.
Yes.
Not a team,
Which,
the league.
Yes,
the league.
Which, by the way, the league has now a Atlantic City team called the Atlantic City
So
Blackjacks.
he was very happy to be there.
So, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
He also is owner of the Capitals, the Wizards, and I'm not sure about the Nationals. I don't think so.
No. Well,
but he owns those two because he's got the arena.
Monumental.
Monumental Sports and Entertainment.
Yep.
But he also owns the arena,
Okay.
where he's pushing in D.C. to get sports betting into.
Which is great.
Yeah.
This is great.
And, I realized that as he said it, he was pushing the official data rights argument, and I realized why he was doing it. Not only does he have the arena football, he's got the hockey team, he's got the basketball team. Mm-hmm. So he's a big proponent of the official data.
Sure.
And quite honestly, maybe it's the way he presents himself. It didn't seem like such an egregious argument to make. I know it's going to piss off a lot of people to say it that way. But the way he proposed and talked about it, maybe that's the way he is.
Yeah.
And it probably is.
Well, that's probably why he's successful.
Exactly. But and then you had the American Gaming Association chairman Miller.
Yep.
Bill Miller talking about it, talking about everything, talking about the anniversary of the gaming and all that stuff and where he sees certain things going. Very interesting. I have to admit, the best panel that we saw there was the ending panel.
Oh, yeah. With they had all
the leadership think tank.
The CEOs of the different
They
casinos.
had Penn National. They had David Cordish of the Cordish companies there.
Absolutely.
You had Michael Pollack from the Spectrum Gaming Group. He was one of the moderators. You had Mohican Sun was there. You also had Rush Street Gaming.
Yep.
Talking about that stuff. Surprisingly, I was surprised he said they're eyeing Massachusetts.
Well, I think what he said was there's one license left in Massachusetts.
They're eyeing it, yeah.
Well, I'm sure other people are eyeing it too, but I'm glad he said it. So
yeah.
He had enough guts to say it and can, put it out in the open like that, so which was good.
Yeah, and every one of them were great. Lloyd Levinson, him and his firm run it. They're one of the main groups that run it with Friedman LLP, the accountant firm, and also Spectrum Gaming. They always put on a really great event. Last year or 2 years ago, they started doing something with the food and beverage stuff, and that was kind of interesting. I wasn't able to attend that one, but their food and beverage stuff is really, really great. If you're not into the gaming section of it, you might want to take a look at some of that stuff where that's Cisco sponsored.
Yeah.
The food company.
So, no, always an amazing event. I mean, that's one event you have to go to if you're interested in gaming because you just learn so much from the people who are, making the rules and making the monumental steps forward in gaming and sports betting and eSports. It's just an amazing event.
And also, one other thing I noticed about the eSports Gaming Congress, the attendees, they all know each other to a certain extent. They're all friendly with each other. There's no angry competition between these people.
I think there's a feeling of camaraderie and
especially the Atlantic City people.
Yeah, I think it's such a great industry to be involved with.
Yeah,
because there's great people who are involved with the industry, so it makes it a great time and just a great industry to get involved with.
Yep, and we'll probably be there again next year as one of the media partners for Turnpike, as well as our other radio show, House of Cards. Yep. So, Lloyd, again, thank you for having us. It was great. It was great seeing you, and it was great seeing everybody at the conference.
Great week, and I just want to remind everyone that this portion of Turnpike Sports was brought to you by PointsBet.com. PointsBet has one of the best sign-up offers in New Jersey. Go to PointsBet.com and sign up using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you'll get 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. So sign up today at PointsBet.com using our promo code PIKE and start having some real fun. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. PointsBet, stay sharp. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I think that's a wrap for this week's Turnpike Sports. Great time in Atlantic City. Great to see. Congratulations to Toronto and St. Louis for winning their respective championships. Always great to see first-timers.
That'll do it for us. See you next time on the Turnpike.